Yeah, hi guys. I'm very, very glad that you guys are here. We are going to have a very, very exciting topic today, but also even more amazing is my guest speaker today, who is an international speaker, a businessman, and who knows so much about the topic that we're going to talk about. So let's just start off by allowing him to introduce himself. Glad you are here, Arvel. Do you mind introducing yourself to our audience?
Yes, sir. Good to be here. Thank you, Oliver, for having me here. My name is Arvell Craig. I am an AI evangelist, strategist, speaker. I spent the past 22, 3 years in digital marketing, consulting, freelancing, and I've always kind of follow the trends because having a small business in America, trying to keep my costs low, I've always enjoyed technology. I studied computer science, but the internet and all its possibilities and potential has always excited me. And so, yeah, so I've always kind of been a techie and a marketer and a business guy. And so, right now, with this new reality of generative AI and Chat GPT, it's a fascinating thing that I'm excited to talk about. I mean, it's where I spend all my energy teaching, talking, applying, trying to use it because it's not for techies, it's not for super smart people, it's not for engineers, it's for everybody. And to me, that's what makes it super exciting and practical. So
Really nice. I just heard that you just mentioned ChatGPT. I wanted to ask you to start defining what AI is, but then you just related to ChatGPT. So tell us, what is AI and how does it relate to ChatGPT?
sure, yeah, it's funny. I didn't have any slides, but this could have been a good slide, but it's no big deal. So AI, or artificial intelligence, I would say in simple terms, and it's been around for like 50 years. AI was talked about in computer science in 1950s, 1960s. They use so AI is really smart computers looking at tons and tons and tons of data and knowledge and information and numbers and stats and whatever, and based upon all that information, and because it's so smart, it can catch patterns. It understands what has happened because it saw it happen here, it saw it happen there. It's just so smart. It can make all the connections. And so AI in general has always been when computers learn based upon those patterns, and then they can make predictions based upon those patterns. And that's what makes it smart, because it knows what to do because it can see what it's done in the past. And so so that's AI, I would say, in general. Like when you think about YouTube, the algorithm, the fact that YouTube is trying to show people what they want to see based upon what they've done in the past, based upon what other people like them have done in the past. So all social media algorithms is AI. It's machine learning. It's really smart computers looking at a whole bunch of information and making predictions. That's how advertising works. That's how Facebook feeds work. That's how Instagram feeds. It all works based upon that same concept. But generative AI, which is this new version of AI, which was invented maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and what makes it different is that generative AI, such what is Chat GPT, the G stands for generative AI, that doesn't just predict the past or predict what's going to happen. It can generate, it can create something new based upon what it knows in the past and based upon what you ask it. And so ChatGPT is called a large language model. So it's an AI that's purely trained on all human knowledge. Words on the internet, Wikipedia, Google, everything on the internet. You can say, for example, all human history, every Bible, every theology, every science, every library, right? Every book that's ever been written that can be found online, for example, trained the brain of ChatGPT. So now, when I go to ChatGPT, which is a language model built upon all these words, it knows how to answer almost anything you can ask it based upon the past. But if you wanted to create something new, generate me a poetry, a strategy, create words, books, create, marketing campaigns, create a love letter, create whatever, it's so smart that it's able to create something new based upon its trained brain. That makes sense. It's really, really
Wow,
smart brain. Yeah.
that's a lot of things. So for you who are live with us today, this is an opportunity for you to ask your questions in the chat. Then I'll just put them up on the screen and let Arvel reply to those questions. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
definitely. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, go for it.
No, I say, yeah, definitely, because I'm in the world of AI, right? At least this past year, I'm in it all the time. So the way I think, I know is not the same way the regular people think. So it's always good to get questions, because even your questions and your language or the way you think can help me to approach it differently. Because again, AI is so smart and it can do so many things, most people get overwhelmed. They don't even know where to start. And when we talk about Chat GPT, that's just one brain. That's the most popular AI, the most popular brain, but there's other types. There's AIs for writing software, there's AIs for designing pictures, there's AI for audio, for video, for so many different contexts. So, yeah.
Really, really nice. Now, like I told you in our discussion before, that even myself, my challenge this year is actually to understand this topic a bit more, because it's kind of like, I mean, 23 years ago, 25 years ago, we talked about the dot-com bubble, and everybody need to go online, have an email address, and start looking for things online rather than going to shops and all of that. But that tell us, like, what, so how, or yeah, how can AI and ChatGPT help in business or even in career development? And when I'm talking about business and career development, I'm talking about every type of businesses and every type of career. Career can be something like a paid career, all the way to being a missionary working for NGOs and whatever. Like, how can AI and ChatGPT um, help people in their career and also in their business?
Mhm. So I've kind of established the idea that ChatGPT is really smart. All right. And so it knows, and what it not only is it smart, it's a language model. So it's built for you to talk to it. It's built to be conversational. And so one of the things I say that AI does, or ChatGPT does, four different things. We can create, like it generates something new. It creates content, code, like software, conversations, and counsel. Again, content, that's words, content like image, content creation. You think of, anything on the internet, words, pictures, video, code, which is software. If you were a software developer or you wanted to be a software developer, and maybe you don't know how to write software in certain languages, ChatGPT knows code. So think about if you had to go to university or go online and buy a class or course, which is still fine, you can also use ChatGPT because it can create code. It can teach you how to write certain things in different languages. So I'm just talking about software people.
Yeah.
It can it can edit. If you wrote software, maybe you're having problems with some bugs, right? Your software isn't compiling. You could probably copy and paste it in the Chat GPT and ask it for help because it knows software and it's super smart. So, and then, but in general, when I say it creates counsel like a counselor. Talk about a career counselor. Future is like, or you think about a consultant in business. If your business or your career feels stuck and you don't know what to do, again, you could ask Chat GPT for help. And then the thing that people don't understand is that you don't just ask it one question. You have a conversation with it. Or it's almost like the way you ask your question will determine the way you get your answer. So if you say, "Hey ChatGPT, I want to make some more money. What do I do?" it's going to give you really generic information. If you say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm an accountant and I've been in this one job for 5 years and I'm looking for a promotion, what should I say to my hiring manager to get them to, give me a raise? Or what new skills or what new credentials or certifications should I go after to get a promotion? So there's infinite ways you can have conversations with ChatGPT, and that it can give you strategies moving forward. So whether it's your career or business, so again, I'm in digital marketing. A lot of my work is in marketing and in AI. So I'm using ChatGPT to help me find new clients, or not necessarily find new customers, but when I'm talking to someone or when I'm looking for someone new, I'm using ChatGPT to like, for example, I can take a website of either a LinkedIn profile of somebody that I'm talking to or somebody's .com website. I can put that in ChatGPT and I can ask it, tell me what this person cares about. Because in 5 seconds, it can read their entire LinkedIn profile, their resume, all their interests and affiliations and groups, and come up with ideas. The same thing with a business. I can do that for a website. I can say, look at this website. Tell me what this company or this organization cares about. And it can do it again in like 3 seconds. So now when I'm in an interview and I can say, okay, now give me some words, give me some messages, some what can I say to this person to get them to want to hire me based upon their values. So little things like that are so fast and so easy. These are just simple things you can do that can help you communicate to someone in a personal way when you don't have time to go and read their entire website and go through all these details to figure out about them. To me, this will increase the connection that you have with people, or increase the conversions in a sales process. It can increase your ability to get an interview. If you language what you're doing, you can update your cover letter. Things like that are some of the simple things people can do to make whatever they're doing more quality, because ChatGPT can read websites, read stuff. You can copy news articles, all kind of things. And again, in 5 seconds, it can take all that stuff, summarize it, and give you something to work with once you move forward when you're talking to someone.
That's really, really cool. Let's talk about advantages. Like
Yeah.
someone who's using AI in their business and career, or specifically ChatGPT, versus someone who is not using it.
I mean, again, you mentioned the whole .com. It's like you don't have the internet and you're just using a big yellow pages. I mean, it's number one, it's speed. You can do whatever almost anything you're doing, if it deals with words, if it deals with communication, if it deals with research, if it deals with production of content, of images, of whatever, anything that you need to do, you can do it so much faster compared to someone who's not doing it. Number two, it's not just faster. I could ask ChatGPT, give me 30 days or 30 weeks worth of ideas or information or articles. So like for your YouTube show, I could say, give me 50 weeks of ideas of YouTube shows, and you can have that done again in 5 minutes. You
Wow.
could take the top 10 of your competitors, find other people who do the same thing you do. Look at their YouTubes. You can paste that in Chat GPT or some other related software, and you could say, summarize this video. Tell me why this one has so many views, or compare their YouTube channel with my YouTube channel. What are 3 things that they do differently compared to what I'm doing? And tell me, how can I increase the amount of subscribers on my YouTube channel compared to best practices, compared to Mr. Beast, compared to all these other people. So little things like that. Again, it's such a faster way to get specific ideas, specific solutions compared to someone who doesn't know it. There's no way, a human can go through and learn and try to figure out. Again, we're all distracted. We're all busy. Everybody's got stuff they're doing. You got family, you got work, you got YouTube. You don't have the time to try to figure all this stuff out. With something like ChatGPT with as your assistant, you're going to save hours and hours and hours, and you can hopefully increase the quality of what you're doing because you're learning best practices, because you're making it relevant, because you're making it specific towards your audience. So there's tons of advantages compared to people who don't do it. Again, it's like walking and riding a bike and driving in a car. In one sense, there's no comparison. You're not just moving faster, but you can find opportunities. Again, it's like this show. Chat GPT can translate. Let's say you only speak French or you only speak English and you're having a hard time understanding something. You could take Chat GPT and, like, this conversation, for example, you could take this conversation once we're done, extract the transcript. So take all the words and extract it for free. I think YouTube has a translation option for, or a transcript option free. So you can take all the words that I've said today. You could paste it into ChatGPT or Claude, there's other ones, and say, translate this into French. And then you can, like, again, give me the 10 biggest points that Arvell talked about in French and give me some tweets. So again, I could go on and on, but just if somebody, again, compared to somebody who only speaks in French or the opposite, I think there's AIs that can maybe do translation live. So there's this, so you can reach more people. You could put it in Spanish, you can put it in German, and you don't have to know how to do it. You can just use the AI, which is free or $20 a month, and you have all this resources to help you reach hundreds or millions more people, and you don't have to hire more people. You don't have to buy new software. You could just use ChatGPT to translate, say this, in 4 different languages or something like that, for example.
This is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about productivity and efficiency because, I mean, we're talking about career, but also about business. So how can AI and ChatGPT both, like, improve efficiency at work and in your business, but also productivity?
Yeah. I mean, again, honestly, it's some of what we shared, but again, every business is going to be different. I'm always trying to figure out in a business.
Maybe take one concrete example.
Yeah, I mean, the simplest one could be, because again, I said Chat GPT does 4 things, or generative AI does 4 things in general. This is my words: code, content, counsel, and I also said conversations. So conversational AI, which is known as chatbots, is something that's now accessible to every business. So again, you've got your website, you've got your email for support, you've got a contact page for support, maybe you have a phone number or a WhatsApp to get support. Now with AI, conversational AI, it's really, really simple to train and or to use something like, it's not just Chat GPT, but you gotta, honestly, so there's a tool called Chatbase, ChatBase.co, and for free, it can grab everything from your website, all the words and all the pages and all the information, and turn it into an automatic an automatic chatbot. So to improve efficiency in the business, if you're busy and you're out working and outside landscaping, driving, and you don't have time to answer calls or answer text messages, you can plug something like a chatbot into your phone or into your website, and you could have your customers and leads and people just text this number or chat with our chatbot, and they can answer questions for you 24/7. And if you train it with all the information, like your FAQs, frequently asked questions, you train it on your pricing, all the kind of things that people would want to know about your business, you can have conversations with them automatically without you being there, 7 days a week. So that for business who actually have demand and they have people calling and they're frustrated because you're not calling them back. They're frustrated because you're not checking your email and because you're busy. You can use AI and a conversational AI again via WhatsApp, via your website, via your phone, and you can provide all nonstop support and service to customers and leads and prospects and partners and everybody.
Really nice. Before
Yeah.
I ask the next question, I still encourage you guys because I mean, once the live stream is done, uh, I can answer your questions in the chat, but I cannot answer them as well as Arvel will do because that is like his area of expertise. So you have questions, put them already in the chat so we can answer them later. Mm, you say so many great things about AI and ChatGPT, but do you have like is there also are there some kind of limitations and challenges?
I mean, there's a couple things. Number one, just like if you go online and you search for something on Google, just because Google gives you a website doesn't mean it's the truth. Just because you see something on Twitter or you read something in social media, that doesn't mean it's accurate. All media, especially internet media, you don't know it's true or not. You have to like have some wisdom and understanding. Is this real? You get an email from somebody and saying they're a Nigerian prince and they want to give you $1 billion. You're not going to just automatically think it's true. You
Yeah,
need some.
yeah,
Same thing with ChatGPT. Even if it doesn't look, you have to know that it doesn't always tell the truth. It doesn't know. Nobody's perfect. And I mentioned ChatGPT is built on the internet. It's built and trained based upon reading every word. Most of it is all true, but some of it may not be true because again, it's built. ChatGPT doesn't just tell you what's been written in the past. It's generative. It can generate brand new information. So the same way it can give you a marketing strategy and it's going to invent that. If you ask it something about science or philosophy or law, it might invent that too. So you have to be aware that it's not always telling the truth, and you have to use your own judgment to you got to fact check it. You got to double check it's true. The second thing is that as a business or anything that you put in Chat GPT, depending on what kind of account you have, you want to check the permissions. You want to check that you don't put anything that's sensitive or that your company, your organization, your NGO, you don't want to put private, secret trademarked information into ChatGPT unless you check the permissions and make sure that it's not going to be used, because what you put in there could be used for future training. You're going to make it smarter unless you go through the settings and the permissions and make sure that you have it set to a place where it will not use anything you put in there for its own purposes. So those are like the two biggest things to know. I guess there's one other thing. I think it's just good to. I mentioned earlier that the way you talk to it determines the quality of the question determines the quality of the answer. And so you really have to learn. That is a skill to learn how to talk to it properly. And
those
there's
are
not,
those are what you call like AI prompts, huh?
yeah, so whole prompting. And
Okay.
so I'll give you a simple way to think about it. I have this way of looking. Because again, you can study prompt engineering. You can go search online for AI prompts for YouTube or AI prompts for copywriting, AI prompts for education. There's tons of those. But I just want to give a basic framework that can help your audience understand different levels of talking to ChatGPT or different prompts. The first prompt, the first level is just a basic question. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. Like I mentioned earlier, you have to make sure it's quality. So you have to do your own editing. You don't just assume it's true. You have to edit it and make it right. And then you can post it. Okay. The second way, if you want to make it even, if you want an even better answer, before you ask it a question, give it an identity or tell it who it is. In other words, if I'm looking to be a social media expert or I want to be a YouTube influencer, right? Before I ask it for a YouTube strategy, I would say I would give it an identity. You would type in ChatGPT, you are Mr. Beast, who's like the #1 YouTuber, or you are a social media influencer with over 50 million subscribers, right? So now you've given it identity, or you are an African YouTube, whatever. You give it an identity first.
Let me give you one identity. I am in Africa right now. I'm between, let's say, 23 and 35, and I want to have a business online that make money for me and my family. So give us a prompt, how we can use ChatGPT or AI to find business ideas that we can do from home as an African in that age range, living right now in Africa.
Yeah. So again, so there's two parts. There's your identity or the audience or who it's going to speak to, but there's also the identity of who it is. So
All
there's
right. Now, that's
right
why
now,
you're talking about Mr. B before. Like, so
right.
you're
So
not talking
therefore,
about
because
yourself now, but you're focusing on someone who knows what you
right,
like.
because I want AI. I'm telling ChatGPT who it is. I want it to be smart. I want it to be
All
rich already.
right.
So I'm saying as if you were a rich person, if you are an African who works from home and makes $1 million a year or something like that, give it, that's who it is. Then say, then ask it, how could give me 10 ideas to make money at home.
See, I've been doing this wrong.
So,
I'm doing this all wrong.
yeah,
Because when I use ChatGPT, that's what I told you last time. When I use ChatGPT, I talk about myself rather than talking about someone who is already where I want to be.
uh,
You see, that's for me, that's the biggest revelation right now.
yeah. But again, but there's more. Let's add to it. So we've only talked about two levels. One is just asking the question. Second level, give it an identity of who it needs to be to give you the solution. So we kind of got that. The next part would be, again, it kind of deals with your industry. Because again, if your business is what, digital marketing, Oliver, your
Yeah.
business is marketing and YouTube or SEO, it could be. So ideally, and I think you've read some books, right? You've read some of like ClickFunnels,
Dot com
Expert
secret,
Secrets, .com
secrets.
secrets,
Yeah.
like for example, or like Alex Hormozy. So here's the thing. I would say give it an identity, but I would also want to give it a framework because .com secrets, ClickFunnels as a software, right? And ClickFunnels has been around for maybe 10 years. So ChatGPT knows ClickFunnels. ChatGPT knows Russell Brunson. So depending on what I'm trying to do, I might say, okay, ChatGPT, you are a millionaire African who works from home. Give me some strategies that I could use to promote ClickFunnels as an affiliate using my YouTube show. So, right? So to make money from them. So I would give it an identity, but I would add more details because it knows ClickFunnels or it knows affiliate marketing. Because that might be the strategy, the framework that you want to use to make money. Don't just say make, because if you say make money from home, they go, yeah, you could cut grass, you could do this. You can say, I want to make money online. That's still okay. I want to make money online with my YouTube channel. That's okay. I want to make money as an affiliate marketer. Okay, so it's getting more specific. And because you, Oliver, you are an expert in certain areas of digital marketing, you have to bring your expertise. And
Mm.
that's called like fine tuning. So when you put that in a prompt, you're going to create this prompt that says, yes, you're a millionaire African who knows how to make money working from home with affiliate marketing. I am a 25-year-old father of two, and I don't have much time. How can I use affiliate marketing? And just the more detail but both ends. Give it an identity, and then give it the context of your life, and it can be more specific, and it'll give you some ideas that way. So that's like, and that's like level 3. When you give it an identity, you give it a framework, or you give it a bit of a focus and a context to give you an idea. I'm trying to think, would I add any more? The only other thing, I mean, you can either have conversations with it. You can
Yeah.
either say, okay, make, again, if you have Chat GPT Plus, for example, so there's
Yeah.
a plus version where you add, it's $20 a month. With that version, you can connect to other tools and plugins and things like that. So I like to, I've got the plus version, and so sometimes I'll give it a prompt and I'll ask it to use other tools. Put this idea in Zapier, or turn your idea into a visual mind map. So I can ask it for an idea, and it'll visualize it with like a chart and a mind map and a workflow. So little things that you can do with different tools or different plugins, it can make it more refined. And of course, you can always say, you know, talk to me like I'm a sixth grader, and it can be more simple. You can say, I always say, like, turn this idea into metaphors so I can understand it. So there's just different ways you can add more details. But the main thing is, once you do your basic prompt, you can keep refining it. You can say, I would even ask it to help you with the prompt. That's another thing. What's the best way for me to ask you? Or can you give me a prompt to ask you? And they can give you um, it can give you ideas. So you can say, ask me 3 questions to help me figure out what's the best idea that I should have to make money, to work from home. And it can give you ideas and things like that. So there's all kind of little tweaks that you can do. I just see something in the live chat. Is that a real question?
Um,
I know that's
no,
that's you.
I put it there. I wanted actually to share
Oh, thank you.
your website so that like when they want more, they know where to
Okay.
go.
Yeah,
But
no, there's
I'll
a
do that again
there's a
now.
different site. Just /links. It's got all my whatever I do workshops. I'm doing workshops now on Wednesdays where I'm really trying to teach people how to apply
It's
it
link with S at the end or without.
with the S. arvelcraig.com/links.
Okay, I think I got
Thank you.
it. Okay, really, really nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm connecting your website now to the next question. That's why I was trying to put it already in the chat and then share it with people. My next question has to do with learning and developing some new skills, or even improve your current um, skills in your work or in your business or in your career. So how do ChatGPT and AI in general help with that?
Yeah, like again, I mentioned earlier that it's pretty smart. So that's why, again, it goes back to the way you prompt. So if you want to get better at a certain um, if you want to get better at a certain skill, I would probably, I mean, at this point, because it's been around for a year, and most people know that it's the fastest growing website or app in history. So, main things that whatever your industry is, I would probably go to Google and look for experts that are already using it, right? I,
Okay.
I would find, I wouldn't start from scratch as if you're doing something nobody's ever done before. You're just going to talk to Chat GPT. I would probably look for experts who are in, finance, accounting in Chat GPT, or NGOs in Chat GPT, best practices for, because again, depending on the company you work for, the company might not want you to use Chat GPT, So there's things like that. If you're in a job, and you definitely want to make certain that you're following regulations at the company you're at. But again, from a personal standpoint, your personal development, your personal career, or you're an entrepreneur, business owner, of course, you can do whatever, but still, there's going to be best practices. And another thing I would say, Chat GPT is the brain, you could say, of this really smart access to all this knowledge. But there's a lot of other apps. It's almost like almost every every company out there, every software company is trying to find a way to use ChatGPT or AI, right? So that's the thing. Depending on what you're doing in your career, yes, I encourage you to get on ChatGPT and experiment with it, learn itself. But depending on what you do for a living, there's probably other software with people who are smarter than you, smarter than me, who already figured out how to make the perfect prompts for engineering and the perfect prompts for accounting or finance. And they built entire piece of software that work on top of ChatGPT's brain, but they've already figured out that master prompt. They already, so in other words, there's people who are
Yeah.
prompt engineers and they've built pieces of software. So I would look online and search for software, AI software for accounting, AI software to make film editing faster. Like, do you know the software Descript, Oliver? You know that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Right. So that's like the most popular AI powered software for people that do video for editing. And it's built on ChatGPT. The brain, the AI brain that's used to understand everything is the same thing. But instead of you trying to build something from scratch, you can just go to Descript, $15 a month or whatever, and you can edit your videos, translate, crop it, create captions on top, repurpose your video for all different types of places. So there's software out there that has Chat GPT or AI built into it. Again, the thing is, every software will have AI, will have Chat GPT built into it. Microsoft Office, the company Microsoft owns 49% of OpenAI, which is the parent company of ChatGPT. So every Microsoft product, PowerPoint, Word, Excel, Outlook, they're all going to have ChatGPT built into it. If they're not already, everything. So everything's going to, Google has their own version of AI. And everything that Google has, Google Docs, Google, Gmail, Google Slides, Google Sheets, all of those things are going to be built in. It's going to have their own version of AI built into it. So definitely look into what AI options you may have to turn them on. You may have to search. You may have to learn, and That's going to be the thing that everybody's going to want to have to know for their jobs, for their security. You're not just learning AI so that you can do things better and faster. You're learning AI because every business owner is going to want employees who understand it. Every company they're going to hire you. It's like not knowing how to use a computer and you're being hired to do something. If you don't use a computer, they're going to pick somebody who does, but not just use computer. Can you use Excel? But can you use Excel plus AI when it becomes more available? Because the person who knows how to use Excel plus AI is going to be able to do so much more than you. And again, it's going to relate to eventually it's going to affect every industry. So those are just some things to think about. Find software that has AI built into it. Check your existing software and see what new AI features are being added to it. Dedicate time that you can learn and try to start learning how to use it. Yeah.
Really, really good. Um, uh, I mean, what you just described is like a very, very great, as well as a great strategy. Just give me one more tactic. Like, I am someone who has absolutely no idea about AI or ChatGPT. I want to start today.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
give me the first one or two or three steps.
Yeah. Go to chat. You have to you have to play. Like again, with internet and social media and AI, which is so new, you have to experience it because it's a different way of communicating. So you have to go to chat.openai.com and create an account. The account is free, and you have to just get in there and start asking questions. Number two, I would go to YouTube and just say Chat GPT 101 or Chat GPT Basics, Chat GPT for Beginners. You can go to YouTube and you find a couple videos, and you have to just watch and you have to play. You have to try it. Chat GPT does have a mobile app, whether you have Android or iPhone, you can download ChatGPT for free on your phone, and you can start using it there. You can, yeah, with the mobile app, you can talk to it, and you can have conversations, kind of like Siri. But it's so much smarter than anything else that's out there. So you can have conversations with it. But other than just again, I would just say, other than going to YouTube and finding some tutorials or some beginner things, um, that's got to be the basic way of doing it. And then after you know the basics, I would look for someone specifically in your industry, specifically in your in whatever business that you're in or whatever interest you're in, because it's going to be, there's different advantages. See, I guess I will say one of the things that I find, because I do a lot of, 'cause I do workshops every week, and I teach people how to use. I mean, again, if somebody wants to contact me and they want to join one of my workshops, you can join there. If you get on my email list, I'm talking about it constantly. I just wanted to check something. I don't know if it's a link when you put the HTTPS. I don't know. I'm just going to try
Uh,
that.
I could try
So
that. I mean,
yeah, I just posted it. I don't know if it's going to come through or not.
okay, good,
If it looks any different, yeah. So you can click on it when you put the HTTP
nice. Then let me.
versus um, one of the biggest things I would say with use, again, especially if you're a business and you really want to see results, if you really want to see like breakthrough or change, it's like, to me, you have to know in your business where you feel stuck, or you have to know where you're missing an opportunity. Because if you have a business and you don't have much customers, using AI to do things 10 times faster is not going to make a difference unless
Mhm.
you had customers, right? So that's the biggest thing I've been thinking about lately when I'm trying to help somebody. I want to help you use ChatGPT, but I want to know what your goal is. What is it that you want? You're mentioning how to make money. It's like, if you want to use AI to make more money from home, I'm going to want to know, what are you already doing to make money from home? Because thing is, ChatGPT can give you 10 ideas, right? But the Google can give you 10 ideas. There's 1,000 books already written. There's hundreds of podcasts already that talk about making money from home, right?
Yeah,
So that's the thing. We're not lacking ideas. So we got to be careful for what we're trying to use AI for. If in other words, we don't need AI for more ideas. There's millions of ideas already. So it's like, okay, where are you stuck? Have you tried the idea? If that's the thing, you might not need AI. You might need accountability. You might need a coach if you're actually not doing anything. If you're doing something, let's look at what you're doing. Show me what you're doing. How many pieces of content are you putting out there? Are you putting links? Do you understand? We mentioned ClickFunnels. Do you understand conversion rate optimization? Do you understand copywriting? So a big thing for me, I'm always trying to diagnose the person's problem and what's their goal, because you got to find the one place where they actually need help. Because in that place where they need help, AI might be the solution, AI might not be the solution. But we do have to take some time. Again, this is past just basic learning. Because again, I think you should learn it, you should play around with it, go online. But once you're ready to see changes in your, that's what I'm doing myself. I'm a
mhm.
speaker, I do some sales, and I do a lot of things. And I use ChatGPT here and there, but I'm like, okay, how do I get more benefit? I need to have an honest look at my own life. And again, for me, I don't want to just make money. I want to make money and be happy. In other words, I can make money doing SEO. I can make money making websites. I did SEO in 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11. I made websites for years, but I don't want to do that now. So just because I can use AI to write SEO articles, but I don't want to write SEO. So to me, again, that's more the kind of the consulting and coaching, or I'm personally passionate about, because I don't just want to use AI to use AI. I want to use AI to do what I love to do and help more people and change lives. And one of the things I do here again is speaking. So I like to speak. So again, it's like, how can I use AI to do the things I love to do and make money? And so, okay, I'm speaking here. And of course, you're going to take this video, you're going to post it on, it's streaming wherever. I might take it and post it on my own socials. But again, so there's AI that can take what I'm doing that's really good and then push that into, I can, right, we can take this video and turn it into maybe 10 different clips.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. I want to always tell people, figure out what you're already doing. If you're not doing anything, you don't need AI, because internet has tons of ideas. If you're not doing anything, that's procrastination. That's, you may need a mindset coach. You might need, you need encouragement. You need an accountability group. You need something else. You don't need AI. And once you're moving with AI, and if you're doing some stuff, you figure out, where does content, code, conversation, or counsel come in? How do we come up with a practice that every Monday morning you're using AI to analyze last week's YouTube reviews and YouTube traffic? So we got to build some processes and practices and then put the AI where it makes sense. So sorry, there's not a super easy solution there, but I do think, again, if you really want to get results, you're going to have to commit to like working with some people, working with someone, and diagnosing your business to find out where it's going to make the most impact.
I
Because I
got
used
so
to, I
much.
told you, I wrote a book with AI. I wrote 3 books with AI. I've got my book somewhere. I've written books with AI. But what impact did that do for my business?
Yeah.
It didn't do any impact, because having a book was not the thing that I needed most as a professional at that point. So that's the thing that I just want to encourage you to think about. What is it that you need most, and finding a way to figure out where you're stuck or what you need, and then if it's something that content you can do with AI, then you can apply it and then you can get the biggest benefit. One other thing I'll say, especially in sales or business or life or career, and as you're learning AI, if you're going to learn it and be really good at it, if you want to make more money or have an impact or whatever, don't think about how it can just help you. Think about how it's going to help your boss or your customer. So think about, where is my boss stuck, overwhelmed? Where is my customer stuck? How is my customer frustrated? So if you can figure out, when you're using AI and you're learning it and you're talking to people, and that's why I love these conversations. I know my workshops, because I need to know where the other person is stuck, what they need. Because that's the thing, I can use AI to create solutions for them that they can do on their own. And now I'm valuable. They don't care about AI. They care about whatever problem they're dealing with. So that's the other way of thinking, is that once you get more into it, and if you're in business or in a job, don't think about how it can make your job faster. Because just because you can do it faster, that doesn't mean that's more valuable to the boss. Just because you get your work done from 8 hours to 4 hours, yes, you're free, but that doesn't mean value to the boss. What is it that they care about? So you gotta think one step deeper. What is it that I can do that can make their lives better, that brings them value? Put AI there, and then they will want you more. Then they will give you more money. Then they will value you more, because you're thinking about value to them, whether it's your boss, whether it's a client or customer. Think about them. So my last thing I'll say, when I think about affiliate marketing, typically with affiliate marketing, you're not just promoting a link. You're not just promoting a product. Imagine you could create, like if I was to do online marketing and use, but how do you use AI to create maybe a free course, so that if they buy through your link now, or let me go back to that book. I made a book with AI, but it didn't make a difference. But what if you could write a book on something related to that affiliate product, where they don't understand how to use it? You make a whole training and a book, all with AI. And now when you're promoting this affiliate link, You say, if you buy through my link, I'm going to give you a free book and I will pay for shipping. I will give it to you free if you buy through my link. So you used AI to create this book, this tutorial that's valuable to the in person, and you're giving it to them for free because your chat GPT, it's going to cost you a little bit of time, but now your affiliate link, your affiliate promotion is so much more attractive because you're the only one that gives away a free book that's going to help them, with whatever that product was going to do. So those are the kind of ways that if you think about AI for the other person that makes your value more attractive, that's a way you're going to get benefit in your own business.
Really nice. Thank you. And one
Yeah.
last question. One last question.
Yeah.
Um, I'm thinking right now in terms of opportunities and also trends. So, what kind of future opportunities and trend can we expect if we dive right now into the world of AI and ChatGPT, both for our career, but personal life and even for business?
Yeah, I mean, it's still new, right? So if you were to learn it, you could definitely be an expert. You could teach it. There's gonna be there's tons. One of the biggest things companies are going to start doing is investing in training. You mentioned before, how do you learn? And I'm like, you can learn a lot of different ways, but in your local business, in your local area, whether from schools to nonprofits to businesses, people are going to want to learn training. So if you actually learn it in general, you can teach it in general. You can charge for that, number one. Number two, again, if you're like me and you're on it all the time and you're playing, you can sell service, you can be a consultant, right? You can teach people, you can share with people best practices, things that you've learned. That's an opportunity. And again, from there, it goes into specific, again, there's really specific industries, specific, like me, I'm looking for speaking engagements that want keynote speakers and experts to talk about AI. So I'm going and getting on stages and getting places like that that gets me in front of people. And again, I think no matter what job you do, if you add or if you have experience with ChatGPT and generative AI, you will be a more attractive employee compared to someone. Again, it's like somebody who doesn't know who can't type and someone who can type. It's a skill that makes you more attractive. And again, right now it's too early. So whatever you do, um, yeah, whatever, however you can learn, however you can apply it, whatever, again, it's so general. I think there's tons of advantage whether you learn it and teach it, whether you learn it in a specific tool. If you just learned chat gpt or AI within Excel or within Salesforce or within HubSpot or within LinkedIn, I mean, there's so many different opportunities. And it's all just specific to whatever industry that you're into because everybody needs help. The average person, the average company knows nothing, and so if you're going to be quick to it, you can use it, you can take advantage of it, you can write books and write content and do all that kind of stuff as well. But you can also once you diagnose, because that's a skill, once you learn how to diagnose where people are stuck or where they need help at, and then start coming up with AI solutions for them, then you're going to have a large demand on your time.
Really nice. Thank you. Any last
Yeah.
word? Any last thing you would like to share with us before we wrap it up?
Yeah. We've covered a lot. I mean, again, and remind me. So the audience that are normally here, they are professionals. Because again, I mean, there's different topics I kind of get into in
I,
AI.
I
So
have a,
let's
have
get,
a mix have a mixed audience, and they're from all over the world. Like many of them are in Africa, some in the US, some here in Europe. Um,
yeah.
Many speak English, French, but the majority speak French. Some speak English and German, so it's a mixed audience. Um,
Yeah. I mean, no. I
I
mean,
mean, you
that's
can also just direct them to
yeah,
your course and
definitely.
what you do. I think that's
Definitely. If you go to the links, I think I do workshops every Wednesday, and I do a newsletter. And again, the workshops are all about being interactive. Okay, again, like I said, most people will study it, but they'll just play around with AI, but they don't really use it in their regular business and life, and that's kind of what my focus is on. Um, But no, I mean, again, there is one of the biggest AI models. There's a French company that came up with their own version of ChatGPT that's just as smart as ChatGPT, almost. And so that's a pretty interesting. Again, for those who speak French, I don't know if there's any advantages
Do you
of
know what
using
it's
that
called?
one. It's called Mistral. Let me go. I'll Mistral. Yeah,
Really
yeah,
nice. We're gonna
yep.
explore
I
that as
will.
well. So, as Avel
I
is
will.
try to write in the chat for you the name of this company in the French. Uh, on the screen right now, you see his website. You have it in the chat also on your end. Subscribe to his newsletter, and once a week, he has a workshop for free. And that will
Yeah,
give you in a few weeks to a few months an unfair advantage over your coworkers and also over other businesses that are not using AI or ChatGPT yet.
yeah.
So, yeah, let me also show this. That's Mistral AI. So, thank you, Abel, very, very much for accepting this invitation and coming to talk to my community. I hope that this will be not only helpful to those who are with us live today, but also those who will watch the replay later. I took this as an opportunity for you, but also for myself, because I've been listening to people who are very big on AI for the past 2 years, but I've not really taken it seriously, and that's one of the challenges that I want myself to take on this year, because if I don't have email address, um, who am I today? And
Yeah.
AI come like to replace that somehow or to complete that. So yeah, go to Avel's website and sign up on his newsletter. Get on his weekly workshop. Avel is not just someone who know a bit about AI. He has been doing this for 23 years. He is like specifically an evangelist for AI. He speaks on like numerous conferences all over the US. When you go to his website, you will see a bit more about him. Thank you very much once again, Abel, for coming. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah. Thank
Um,
you. Thank
and
you.
you guys,